I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, good evening, everybody. Hope everybody's surviving the rain we got today. Nobody had to drive their boat to work.
Roll call.
Kathy, can I get a roll call?
Okay, you got it. King.
Present.
Pugh is absent. Galogli is absent. Duskin.
Here.
Bergbauer.
Here.
Bartleson.
Here.
Saban. We have a quorum.
That's a good start. Bill, please.
Good evening, everybody. Pray with me, please. Almighty God, we come before you today seeking your guidance as we gather to address the challenges and opportunities facing our city. May wisdom and discernment be granted to each member of this council, that they may act with integrity and fairness in all their decisions. May their discussions be marked by respect and understanding, and may they find common ground in the pursuit of the common good. We pray for the well-being of all residents of Lockport, that our city may be the place of peace, prosperity, and justice. May your love and grace be with us as we work together to build a better future for our community. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Amen.
God bless you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bill. Any liaison reports?
Yes, thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. For GR tonight for Public Works, they're going to be doing hydrant flushing coming up in the next couple of months. This will be March through probably June or July. There will be signs posted in the affected areas so people are aware. We also wanted to mention that yard waste has returned with waste management. Branch pickup has not quite returned yet for the city. We'll be doing that probably later in May and into the summer. We did grab some miscellaneous storm items from the wind in the last couple of weeks where we saw it, but if needed, you can always call Public Works. But that's what for Public Works.
Anybody else? Okay, I've got a couple items from the finance department. We have another new employee, Alec Shatter. Started on 3/31. He's a planning tech in the CED group. He'll be working with Lance. You want to give him any background on what his?
So Alec is joining us to do the planning permit tech role. We've had some shuffling around in our department over the last couple of months, and he started on Monday, and we're in the onboarding process, and so he's floating around all the different sectors of our department and doing some ride-alongs with our inspectors and doing some internal stuff as well. So I think he's going to be a great member of the team.
Good deal. Okay, we had a couple of grants that came in recent days. We had $200,000 for infrastructure. This is for the stormwater outfalls, and these are the outlets that come from land and dump into the an I&M canal area there. That was unexpected, my understanding, so that $200,000 came in, which helped fund that project. And then the Mill and Creek stabilization work, $200,000 there, another one that came in. Weren't really expecting it, which is fantastic. And that was well received. So thank you to our Senator Ventura and House Rep B. Abelar. So thank you. We always appreciate help from the state to offset some of the costs of the citizens of Lockport. Okay. All right, bear with me on the next item. This is a proclamation. Of course, I think the last time I was here, I had one as well. So bear with me. This is an official proclamation for Arbor Day. And it reads as such. In 1872, the Nebraska Board of Agriculture established a special day to set aside for the planting of trees. And this holiday, called Arbor Day, was first observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska. And Arbor Day is now observed throughout the nation and the world. Trees can be a solution to combating climate change, reducing the erosion of our precious topsoil by wind and water, cutting heating and cooling costs, moderating the temperature, cleaning the air, producing life-giving oxygen, which we all need, and provide habitat for wildlife. And trees in our city increase property value, which I think really gives a lot of character to the city when you go in there and the trees, the streets have canopy of trees over it that looks really, really good, and beautify our community. So with that said, Pro Tem, me, Stephen, when he's here, Mayor of City of Lockport, do hereby proclaim April 25th, 2025 as Arbor Day in the City of Lockport. I urge all citizens to plant a tree on that day and watch it grow. So that's all I had for that. Okay, questions? All right, moving on. Okay, next on the agenda, can I get a motion to have a consent agenda? Renee and Joanne. Okay. All right, I got CL1.
CA1.
Am I in the wrong meeting?
CA1. I was like, CA. Oh, this is
You can
the
just read
consent
through,
item.
you
Sorry,
can just
yeah.
read through the consent
Oh,
agenda.
that's right.
Yeah, yeah.
I do all these in one time, that's right.
Yep,
Yep.
you're good.
Okay, now I remember. Thank you. All right, we have a bunch of items here. Committee of the Whole meeting approval, March 19, 2025. Regular City Council meeting minutes from March 19, 2025. Amendment to existing license agreement 6806 with the State of Illinois Department of Natural Resources for expanded use of the I-9 Canal for the playground and future pedestrian bridge over the canal. It's a really neat project. Payroll period ending March 16th. Transfer of the volume cap in conjunction with private activity bond issues. Got any questions like that? I think that's a Lisa question. She can give you answers if you have any. Intergovernmental agreement between City of Lockport and Homer Township Highway Districting for reimbursement of resurfacing costs of portions of 163rd within the city limits. Remember last meeting we had, there were sections of the road that instead of having the road stop, having Old Road and it continue, we decided to ask them to kind of make it all one continuous sheet of asphalt to make the roads less likely to fall apart quickly. Can I get a motion to approve all the items that I just mentioned?
So moved.
Christine?
Hot on that one.
Settle that.
Is Renee the second? You second? Okay, thank you.
Who seconded it?
Renee.
Renee, thank you. Okay,
Roll call vote.
roll call, please.
Okay, King.
Yes.
Pugh is absent. McDonald.
Yes.
Galogly is absent. Deskin.
Yes.
Birdbauer.
Yes.
Bartleson.
Yes.
Saban. Yes. Motion passes.
Okay. Then I have a bills through March 25th.
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, Darren.
Second.
Susan, thank you. Roll call, please.
You got it. King.
Yes.
Pugh is absent. McDonald.
Yes.
Galogly is absent. Deskin.
Yes.
Birdbauer.
Yes.
Bartleson. Yes. Saban. Yes. Motion passes.
Thank you. Okay, this one I think
Sleep with the wheel here.
we can let somebody chime in here.
Thank you. Yes. I was behind my slide here. So the first item is Resolution 25028. This is a project that we need to do some construction on some manholes for $156,100. We went to bid on March 14th. The lowest bid was Conley Excavating. And this is a line that, I've got a map here for you. This is a line that has been a legacy out here. Some of it was overburied over time. It was actually built back when Willow Walk and Oak Creek came in, and then now kind of goes adjacent to Serenity Landing. And this establishes, we've got to have access to these. Some of them are literally underground, and so we're going to have to excavate to get access. The item PW1 and PW2 will be related, so I'll speak a little bit about the design and additional work on the next item. But we have to be able to evaluate these for future flows and get them televised so that we know what kind of changes we have to make for safety. So we're recommending approval of the bid award for Resolution 25028 for this project to Conley Excavating for $156,100.
Questions, anybody? Kathy, do we want to take these one at a time, PW1 and 2, or just do them both at once?
We would just do one, I'll explain them. So
Okay.
whether
All right.
consent or action is fine.
Yeah.
This
Oh, I'm
is
sorry,
regular-
you're right.
Regular business item.
Thank you.
So we need to have a motion.
Do I have a motion to accept?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you.
Susan?
And Joanne. Okay.
Roll call, please.
You got it. King.
Yes.
Pugh is absent. McDonald.
Yes.
Galogly's absent. Deskin.
Yes.
Birdbauer.
Yes.
Bartleson. Yes. Saban. Yes. Motion passes.
Thank you.
You-
All right.
All right, now
Second item,
PW2.
then.
So, Part of this project, so this is twofold. This resolution 25031 is going to be evaluating and making design recommendations for the 13th Street sanitary sewer and the Serenity Landings one that we're going to be excavating to get access to. So EEI Engineering Enterprises is a engineering service company for a contract to do the engineering for both these locations. I've got a map here for that as well. And EEI is going to televise and evaluate the design flows and then make any recommended changes for anything we need in the future. This will be crucial to make sure that we get it rehabbed properly. And EEI is going to assemble a project manual that will be utilized for bidding and contracting for these future repairs. So these items were planned and budgeted for 2025. So we're seeking approval of resolution 25031 in the amount of $69,539 to Engineering Enterprises for the 2 sanitary sewer projects.
Any questions, anybody? No? Okay, can I get a motion to approve?
Second.
That was
Me
Renee.
Christina.
Okay, roll call, please.
You got it. King.
Yes.
Pugh is absent. McDonald.
Yes.
Gallogley's absent. Duskin.
Yes.
Bergbauer.
Yes.
Bartleson.
Yes.
Saban. Yes. Motion passes.
Thank you, everybody. PW3?
Thank you. This is Resolution 25029. This is our resurfacing project for this year. We went to bid earlier in March, and there were 4 bidders participating. The winning low bidder is PT Farrell Construction for $2,489,550. This is including in the subdivisions of Westwood Estates, Regency Point, 3rd Street, and 6th Street. Now, we did budget over $3 million for resurfacing this year, so we're going to take the opportunity if we can. PT Farrell has honored the same pricing to expand the scope of work, so we'd like to include Clover Ridge Drive extending from St. Charles Drive to 9th Street. The additional work is going to cost about $240,492. The result of the new contract price award would be $2,730,042.43. Not sure what the 43 cents is for, but it is. So we're looking for recommendation of a resolution 25029 awarding the 2025 resurfacing project to PT Farrell.
I'll make that motion. All I can say is that from St. Charles Drive to 9th Street there, that's a pretty rough road.
That is,
Right there.
yeah. And I think I had asked a question too, was because of the construction traffic that was using that, did Clover Ridge have any kickback to the abuse that turned it into such a lovely piece of pavement? Apparently not.
No.
Okay. All right, very good. Roll call, please.
You got it. King.
Yes.
Pugh is absent. McDonald.
Yes.
Gallogley's absent. Duskin.
Yes.
Bergbauer.
Yes.
Bartleson.
Yes.
Saban.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Very good. PW4?
Okay, PW4, I've never talked so much. Resolution 25036, this is an award for some lead service replacements for $24,000 to Conley Excavating. We have engaged 3 contractors. We had 1 no bid, we had 1 at $30,000 and 1 at $24,000. So we'd like to award the contract to Conley for $24,000. These, we have 2 service lines that are leaking with lead service lines right now at 151st Madison and 206 6th Street. While they're there, we'd like to do, because we're going to have to do some directional drilling, we have the equipment on scene, we can achieve another one of these, so we'll do 126th Street as well. I've got a map here where these 2 are. So we're going to try to achieve 3 of these fixes on our lead lines list. This will replace the lead water service lines all the way to the meter with a 1-inch copper service into the home, and we will include the full restoration of all the construction process. So we're seeking approval of Resolution 25036 for the lead water replacement project to Conley Excavating and Construction in the amount of $24,000.
So moved. Second.
Roll call, please.
You got it. King.
Yes.
Pugh is absent. McDonald.
Yes.
Gallogley's absent. Duskin.
Yes.
Bergbauer.
Yes.
Bartleson.
Yes.
Saban.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, does anybody have any new business? I have no cards from the audience, so we can move on to have a motion to adjourn. Joanne and Renee. All in favor, say
Aye.
aye. Ayes have it. Okay. Kathy, close that one up and open up the other one.
Get in there.
This could be a record meeting here.
Yeah. Good job. Yeah.
Okay, ready when you are. Ready for roll call?
Ready for roll call. Thank you.
Okay, you got it. King,
Present.
Pugh is absent. McDonald,
Here.
Galloglie's absent. Duskin.
Here.
Bergbauer.
Here.
Bartleson. Here. Saban. We have a quorum.
Great. Nobody left. That's a good sign. Okay, these are items that we're going to bring up here that either be required further action or can be placed on the consent agenda for our next meeting. So CD1.
Good evening. This is related to ordinance number 25-002. The subject property is Zone C2 Community Commercial and is impressed with a special use permit for auto repair, which is currently expired as an auto repair use had ceased for a period longer than a year. The property is improved with a 1,200 square foot concrete block building constructed with 2 overhead bays, and it's been utilized for a variety of different repair businesses over its history. Interior and exterior, everything is already in place. The applicant is seeking approval for a new special use permit to operate the automobile repair shop with occasional internet car sales. The existing building is set up already with a vehicle lift, overhead doors, office area, and a triple basin separator. The applicant desires to operate a small-scale general auto repair with more classic BMWs, other types of classic cars as well. Additionally, he intends to do some small-scale internet auto sales by appointment only, but no outdoor display will take place on the property. The item was heard at the Plan and Zoning Commission meeting on March 11th. Staff presented their report, and the applicant was present. He is also present tonight. The neighboring business owner attended, the owner of Tattoo City, and gave a very positive testimony stating that the owner has taken great care of the building and the site and has made a lot of improvements since the previous owner had it. So with that, there's a survey of where the site is, or what the site looks like. The Planning and Zoning Commission did vote to adopt staff's findings of fact and made a recommendation to the City Council to approve an auto repair business subject to the 6 conditions that are listed on your screen. With that, I will take any questions, but we are requesting action or consent for the next meeting.
I got one question. Go figure. Go back one screen, please. You talked about egress and egress from the Division Street onto the property. Is that what that red parcel is? Is it basically
Correct.
nothing can be put there, so it won't
Yep.
block access to that? And
Yeah,
everybody's
it
cool
is,
with that?
it has historically had that. That was an existing access easement, so it hasn't changed,
Okay.
and it's not anything new. So their access has always come through there. Since it's been vacant, it hasn't really been used at all, but that's where that access will come.
Yeah, I drove by the place this morning, and nice color scheme on the front. Very nice. That's all I have.
Well,
I have a little fun fact. That was my father-in-law's building years ago.
so if the owner of the, like to come out, introduce yourself to us and tell us,
Yeah, so that's deeded access to, there's a small gate just to access the back
I just
parking
want you to
lot.
introduce yourself to us and tell us what you want to do with the business and
Oh, yeah, so,
why you chose Lockport.
It's been an auto repair shop, and that's basically what I'm trying to do. I plan on, maybe doing a little maintenance on older BMWs. I actually kind of specialize in older BMWs. Passion of mine, and been unemployed, so looking to turn my hobby into a business.
Anybody else have any questions?
So for the internet sales, like, would you have them in the back of the building?
I do more of parts sales
Oh,
for
oh.
older cars, but I do get, occasional a car or two sometimes, and it's strictly online. So anybody that inquires on it, it's either I've sold cars that no one looked at it. It was basically internet sale, and car gets picked up and sent out to. I even sold a couple of cars to Europe, so. So no one even looked at it, came to look at it just based on photos and the description, so. So it's mostly by appointment only and internet sale.
Nobody has any questions? Are we okay with the next step?
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
Kathy, set next week.
You got it.
Thank you.
2 weeks.
Thank you for it. CD2.
This is related to Resolution 25-035. The subject property is Lot 9B of Lockport Square. It's a vacant parcel, approximately .68 acres. Site is partially improved with curb parking, perimeter landscaping, shared drive aisle, and a retaining wall. Site was initially prepared for the Wendy's when that was going to be located there before the chicken wars with Popeyes occurred. It never got constructed, though. However, a lot of the site did, and so this new applicant, Chris George, who is here on behalf of Who Brew Illinois the Third LLC, has submitted an amended preliminary and final development plan for the proposed 525 plus or minus square foot pre-constructed modular commercial building and the detached 250 square foot cooler unit with a double drive-through. Coffee kiosk is focused on drive-through customers only. The item was heard by the Plan and Zoning Commission on March 11th and recommended for approval. On your screen, you'll see the site plan that is up there, pretty much a double drive-through. They'll enter from the south, just like you do if you're going to Crumble Cookie or Noodles, and then turn left into the drive-through for that. Here's the landscape plan. We're actually pretty pleased. All the surrounding landscape around the site was already done as a part of the previous project, so that is already installed. The building is actually slightly different from their standard prototypical building. They are going to match the brick colors and the brick patterning from the multi-tenant directly adjacent to it. So we were able to work with the applicant on trying to improve that component over what their prototype has. And here's what it looks like kind of from ground level.
Super cute.
Here's the recommendation. I'm going to turn it over to Chris for just a couple slides. There was one question on circulation that came out of Plan and Zoning Commission that we wanted to cover real quick, so come on up and I'll flip through the slides for you.
Good evening. Thank you for your time this evening. My name is Chris George with a company called Who Brew LLC. We are a franchisee of Seven Brew. You can go to the next slide. Thanks, Lance. Seven Brew was founded in Rogers, Arkansas. That's where their first stand was located. Currently today, there's actually more than 360 stands open nationwide. The territories that we have are the Chicagoland area, Northwest Indiana, Nashville, and Pittsburgh. A little bit more about Seven Brew as a concept. It's a drive-through only concept. There's a double drive-through component as you saw on the site plan, and there's no indoor service for the concept as well. In addition, there's no traditional speaker box on our concept like most drive-throughs. Our team members are actually outside on iPads walking up to the customers' windows, taking the orders directly from them. We found this improves order accuracy, helps with speed of service, and allows us to create a fun, friendly environment to have customers coming back. Very similar to what you'd see at a Chick-fil-A or a Portillo's here in the Chicagoland area. But really, emphasis is on speed, a fun, friendly environment, and really that customer engagement to build that brand loyalty here. Here's an example of our menu. It's beverage only. It's based off of espresso-based coffee drinks, chillers, teas, infused energy drinks, smoothies, and shakes. And actually, there's over 20,000 unique drink options that you can create out of 6 bases that we have because of all the different syrups, sugar-free syrups, et cetera, that people like to create. So that's kind of a fun thing that our customers like to do is try new types of drinks. And then here is the circulation plan that I believe that Mr. Tesk and I spoke about after the Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. What's cut off on this slide on the top of it is 159th Street, running left to right. The private drive intersects 159th. That is a full access intersection. Customers would come down that access point, come down to the access point on the south side of our site and be able to access on the southeast corner of our site. They'd pull to the far north corner of our site, circulate to the west to enter the drive-through, circulate around the drive-through on the east side of the building, and then exit at that northeast corner, come south, and then back out to that access road. Are there any questions about the circulation?
No, but I have a question about, what kind of market studies did you do? Because in total, we're going to have, if you guys come here, we're going to have 6 coffee places. What makes you any different?
What we found is that the younger demographic has really embraced 7 Brew, really from the ages of 15 to 25 is really our core customer. And it's because we're more present on TikTok and Instagram as opposed to the legacy coffee brands that you typically have like Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts. That's really what's driving the demand for our business is the younger demographic has grown tired of Dunkin' and Starbucks and is looking for a different option. They like the ability to customize drinks. They like that fun, friendly engagement atmosphere that we create that you don't always get at other competitors of ours.
Yeah, I would say you drive past some of the existing 7 Brews in Naperville on Ogden Avenue and a couple of the other ones. It is very popular.
Okay.
So, I think of a kiosk, you walk up to it and hit your cup under. Thank you, Darren. I know you can't reach my button to turn it on, but I appreciate it. Kiosk implies that you put your cup underneath it, and it's kind of like Taco Bell. You got 3 main ingredients, or you can make 1,000 different menu items. How does the coffee get from inside to that second lane of traffic?
Yeah, so our team members, there's a sliding door, not a traditional drive-through window, so that door slides open. Our team member walks across and hands it through the driver's side window to that car.
Are you going to do any type of heated pavement there? Because, our winters
There's
are...
not heated pavement, but on the underside of the canopy, which
Infrared.
is above that service area, we have heaters. We
Okay.
buy heated jackets for our team members, gloves, hats. There's lots of things that we are doing to keep our team members warm when they're outside during the cold weather.
Okay. Price point? Is it comparable to like...
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I was just saying it's quite an interesting concept. Thank you.
The button bang.
It's an interesting concept. We have not seen one around here,
Yeah.
so it's going to be interesting to see and taste the flavors.
Absolutely.
Okay, very good.
Very good. Okay, if there are no other questions, are we okay to put it on consent? All right, Kathy, consent for that?
You got it.
CD3.
Appreciate it. Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone.
Welcome, Lockport.
So this is the next step in our RTA Downtown Plan grant. The RTA requires just a intergovernmental agreement between the city and the RTA to continue advancing that grant. So pretty simple, pretty straightforward. I'll take any questions.
I'm good. So there's no action, you're just going to take that and write it up and send it out to them?
No, there's an
Action
action.
for that?
Yeah,
Okay.
there's a resolution. This is Resolution 25034.
Okay, missed that, okay. Good consent? All right, Kathy?
Got it.
All right, CD4.
And the last one is our annual update for the zoning map. This is really what allows us to publish the official zoning map and put it up on our website. We do it every year, and it just kind of captures all the special uses and annexations that occurred and any rezonings that occurred over the 2024 year. It's ordinance 25-003.
Yeah, the attachment that actually had the summary of items that were changed was very helpful in trying to figure out what changed in the map.
Yeah. A lot of the stuff is very tiny to see. We don't have a lot of large things, although we might in the short-term future.
All right, questions? No? Okay. Consent for next week, Kathy? Okay, new business. Crowd is thinned out even more. No open. So, Ben, the last item on our agenda here is...
So I don't believe we need we're going to request an exec session.
Okay. There was a comment about having an exec session to meet the Larry's replacement, so, but everybody has met with him, talked to him, so I think we don't need to go away and chat more.
You mentioned that in the legal system.
Okay. All right.
I have a question, a crazy question, okay? Maybe it's something for our attorney right now to answer, or Ben. So, A lot of, I've been approached by some residents that said, why are aldermen only able to run for their own ward where no one else can vote? You know, like the mayor, city clerk, they're all at large, but the aldermen are not. And I know that we're assigned a ward, which that still can continue. I'm just wondering, how hard would it be to have all aldermen at large versus just that area?
There has to be a referendum for that, because I brought that up when I was
Okay.
first elected. that,
Okay.
You know, because Lamont does trustees, Homer does trustees, and I had brought that up, and they said, well, there would have to be a referendum. But it could be done.
So only by a referendum then?
I'm sorry.
What would we do without him?
No, wouldn't it be a situation then where one person gets called all the time because maybe the other people aren't responding? You know, like maybe they'll call Darren all the time for everything.
We're still assigned to wards, you know, areas that would be considered still the four, you know, like the wards divided up among all the aldermen. It's just that when it comes to.
To voting.
To voting.
I follow.
That's it, just for voting.
Yeah, that's the first time I've
Tom, can
heard
you
of that concept.
elaborate on that?
Mr. Mayor, Pro Tem, and members of the council, Alderwoman Saban is correct. It will take a referendum, a vote of the people, to change, because it's viewed as a change in the form of government, which under our system in Illinois requires a vote, a majority vote to do that. Some towns have tried to do that. Some have gone to multiple districts, gone from at large to multiple districts for various reasons. Others have gone the other direction, like you're suggesting. I think the policy is you could have a city like Lockport that is so diverse as far as the neighborhoods. You've got the old neighborhood, the core town of Lockport that has existed for 100 years plus, and then you've got a lot of new areas. And let's say you had a very active electorate out in one of the new areas, and they said, let's pack the council because we don't believe in preserving the old part of town. We need to put all of our money into the new part of town. And they get 8 people elected from the same subdivision. Then you don't really have a balance on the city council. So I think that's why you see a lot of communities have districts. So you've got representation for each, in this case, quadrant. You could divide up into 8 districts if you ever wanted to do that at some point. But that's something that is a consideration, and I think when you look at the nature of Lockport, where it's not plain vanilla all the way through the town. You have many different pockets and various concerns. So you've got people that get elected from each part of town, and it provides balance on the city council. So that would be a policy consideration, not a legal consideration, but a policy consideration.
And if you remember, in 2015, we used to have wards that ran more east-west. And members of the council at the time decided to make it more regional with the 4 wards and the 4 quadrants. Therefore, you kind of had your region to be represented, so.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty valid point. You got 8 people over here that are dictating where other projects are being done, and these people feeling left out, so there's representation.
Yes.
I personally, I wouldn't support something like that. We just have to go by the history of elections in this town, and we find there are areas of town that get representation, and they have very few votes. They probably vote at 2 or 3%. They're still represented. And if we went to, like Tom says, if we were to go ahead and open up to an at-large, what would happen is Lago Vista, who probably has a 90% voting, would end up, they'd have 8 people on the council. And that's exactly what would happen.
I guess a little bit more involved, okay?
Thanks, Joanne. That was informative. Okay, that's all I had. Does anybody else have anything? Motion to adjourn? All right. Joanne and Renee. Thank you. That was fun.